Good afternoon. Please sit. Please sit down. Your name, please?
Sir, Himanshu Mangal.
Mr. Himanshu, you have made 3 attempts so far. Have you gone for interview earlier to UPSC?
No, sir, this is my first time.
Good. Very nice. So, let us start. Please tell us something about yourself.
Sir, I am Himanshu Mangal from Sawai Madhopur district in Rajasthan. I did my graduation in civil engineering from IIT Bombay in 2017. Thereafter, I joined Citibank as a software developer. I worked there for 3 years and also did my chartered financial analyst certification along with my job. Apart from that, sir, I love to explore adventure sports. I am a certified paraglider and a certified mountaineer. I also love to go on treks whenever I get time. And as of now, sir, I wish to join the civil services.
You also do Vipassana.
Yes.
Tell me, what is the objective of Vipassana meditation?
So the main objective is to be more aware of ourselves, to be more aware of our surroundings, and not to have unnecessary reactions towards momentarily things. So it helps us to develop a patience towards things, and so we can.
How does it help? How does it help?
So let's say, sir, I am in a certain situation, and let's say if I get angry, then if I do Vipassana, I become more aware of the certain happenings, biological things which happen in my body. For example, my body might have some sensations. My body, the temperature might increase a little. My breathing might go out of sync.
So then what? If you know of your sensations, then what?
So by being more aware, we are physiologically more aware. So it helps us to develop non-reaction to unnecessary.
No, but you have not answered the question. Then what? If I am aware, then what?
If I am aware whatever is happening to me, then I can make better decisions. So I can delay my decision making. I can not be irrational at times.
Okay. Tell me a few things about the culture of Rajasthan.
Yes, sir. So there are a lot of fairs and festivals that happen in Rajasthan. For example, the Dashera festival, the Chauth Mata festival, the Ganesh Chaturthi festival. So there is a lot of importance of all these things, and also in our local traditions and cultures, there is a lot of importance of regional, let's say, music, dance, and all these things, sir.
Okay. Now tell me, this Ukraine war, we are all
Yes, sir.
seeing it every day. What are the new trends you have seen in this war which you have not heard of or seen in earlier wars? Is there something different? If so, what?
So may I take a moment to think?
Sure.
Yes. So one is definitely that there is military angle to this conflict. For example, there was speculations as to whether Ukraine would join NATO or not. So that was the main reason as to why the war happened. Apart from that,
Ukraine will join or not, and reason I haven't understood. What are you trying to say?
for example, Ukraine wanted to join the NATO, but Russia was against it because it.
Wanted to join NATO. Okay.
Yes, sir. But Russia was against it because it would create an existential crisis for Russia. So in this war, Russia has not hesitated. Russia has been more aggressive. It has militarily or in terms of threatening.
Okay.
Along
Then
with nuclear sanctions.
Just list the points. Yes. Okay. Then.
So in terms of aggressiveness, military aggressiveness of Russia. Second would be the economic sanctions that have been placed by the Western Bloc. So third would be the Russia-China axis that has become stronger on account of this war. And our trade has also been hampered because of that. So global supply chains have broken.
Now, you are aware as to what is happening in Maharashtra over the loudspeaker issue?
Yes, sir.
Can you just tell me what are the two views, opposing views?
So one would be definitely that people want to have religious freedom, as in they want to have the loudspeakers installed at the religious places. And the second view would be that everything that is done should be under the legal limits. So for example, the Noise Pollution Act is there. So the parties are vouching that whatever they do, it should be within the ambits of the law. The decibel limits that have been placed must be adhered to.
Mhm. So you are on which side?
Sir, I think it has everything has to be done in a legal manner. So nothing can be absolute because the public order will.
So if you are chief secretary tomorrow, Maharashtra.
Yes, sir.
So what will you do? Those who are not obeying the law, you will what? Forcibly take action against them, or you will lock them up, or what will you do?
Sir, first of all, I would like to take the non-legal measures before going for the legal measures. For example,
which are those ones?
sir, I would like to convene a meeting of all the religious leaders, bring them to a common platform along with the
so they'll say it has been
administration.
going on for ages. What's your problem? If I do Azan or I do Hanuman Chalisa at the top of my voice in the morning, what's your problem? People, in fact, are listening while at home. That's one argument which has been used, that those who cannot go, at least they are listening at home.
Sir, I believe the negatives outweigh the positives in this case. So there.
So you will convene a meeting, and if it doesn't work out, then?
Sir, I think if nothing works out, then a legal action has to be taken place. Something has to be done in order to either.
What will you do? What something?
Sir, I think we'll have to involve the police machinery in order to bring the decibel limits down, or the worst case measure could be to take out the loudspeakers altogether. But I think that would be the last case measure. First would be to bring the decibel levels down.
But is every loudspeaker which is there is legally installed?
Yes, no, not at all, sir. There are all.
So loudspeakers also should be taken out then.
Yes, sir. But before installing any loudspeaker, they should have taken a written permission.
Why? Under what law?
Sir, I'm not very sure, but I think it's under Noise Pollution Act only. It's a part of Air Pollution Act.
Okay, my last question. Please tell me three most important central acts for empowerment of women.
Yes, sir. So one would be the act which allows for 33% reservation in the local body elections. Second would be the POSH Act, Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act. And apart from that, sir, I think there are several schemes. For example, the Maternity Benefit Amendment Act.
We are not talking of schemes, we are talking of acts.
Yes, sir. The Maternity Benefit Act, which allows the woman to continue even while their pregnancy is on.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Himanshu,
Yes, sir.
you abandoned civil engineering after studying it for 4 years.
So I would not
Why?
say abandoned. There are a lot of things.
You left it as a career.
Yes, sir. As a career part, I did not pursue civil engineering specifically, sir.
So after studying in an IIT,
Yes, sir.
why did you do that?
Sir, I believe whatever we study should not be looked at in silos. So apart from civil engineering, I also got exposure to finance, economics, and also the programming.
No, that's all right, but this was your core competency,
Yes,
isn't
sir.
it?
Yes, sir.
You didn't think it was a good idea to choose a career in this area
Sir, I
where you are
believe.
really competent.
Sir, I believe even if I had gone to civil engineering, it is all interdisciplinary. So there's a lot of application of softwares in civil engineering as well. So even if I had gone to civil engineering, I would have done, my field would have been involving some application of softwares as well. So I think it's all interdisciplinary.
Okay, and then you worked in City Corp for what, 3 years?
Yes, sir.
You left that also.
Yes, sir. I left my job in 2020.
Why?
So to prepare for the civil services.
So this is your third career preference. After
Sir,
engineering, City Corp, and now this is the third time that within a period of what? 4 years, 5 years?
sir, I would not say third career preference. I think we get to know ourselves better as and when we progress further.
But is it right to jump to from one career option to another career option?
Sir, I believe when we move in any career, the field is limited to very particular domain. So in order to know ourselves better, I think it's better first of all to know various things and then take an informed decision as to what should be the way ahead for oneself.
So the civil services that you now wish to join
Yes, sir.
is to know yourself better?
Sir, I think I know myself already, and then I have taken a decision to be there in the civil services.
So what brings you to the civil? What attracts you to the civil service?
So there are multiple reasons. So first would be the diversity of work that civil services offers. So I don't want to confine myself to one particular silo. I like to explore diverse areas, diverse fields. The second would be the amount of responsibilities that are given at such a young age. And I think civil services empower us to take independent decisions right from day one. So that would be a huge professional benefit for me.
Oh, that's your impression. It empowers you to take decisions. There is a hierarchy.
Definitely. So, definitely the level of responsibility that are given would increase as we move further. But I think right from day one, there's no other services that allow us to take so much of decision making.
Thank you.
And
Good.
third, and the last most important point would be, sir, I believe we can touch a large strata of the society at once while being in the civil services, and seeing our work impact for real at the ground level. I think no amount of work can bring more satisfaction.
Good. How many pharmacies are there in India? Your father is a chemist.
Yes, sir.
How many pharmacies are there?
Sir, I'm not very sure of it. I'll have to look into it, sir.
Do pharmacies require licenses?
Yes, sir.
What is the main criteria, main condition of a license?
So for retail,
There are, of course, a series of conditions. What is the main condition?
so first is the D-Pharma qualification is necessary, sir.
Exactly. So it must have a pharmacist,
Yes, sir.
isn't it? That
Yes,
is
sir.
main. Now, your experiences with pharmacies, is there a pharmacist in all pharmacies?
So I would say there are certain cases wherein they take out the license on rent, and then a pharmacist doesn't sit on the let's say the medical store, and somebody
That's
else
my
sits.
point.
Yes, sir.
Although it's a license condition, it
Yes,
isn't
sir.
complied with.
Yes, sir. There have been certain cases of violation, sir.
In many cases, there is one pharmacist who lends his name to 10 pharmacies, and he is not sitting in even one of them.
Yes, sir. Definitely it happens.
So isn't that a very dangerous thing? Because most of the people in India, they go to the chemist and ask him, say,
Yes,
I've
sir.
got a stomach ache, give me medicine, and they become doctors.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
So what do you think, why do you think this state of affairs has happened? Lack
Sir.
of regulation, lack of legal provisions, or what?
So I think legal provisions are there; they are enough. But I
Then?
think in terms of implementation, a lot can be done better. So there
What
are
is there to implement? A drug inspector goes and checks the pharmacies, asks for a pharmacist. If he's not there, he cancels the license.
Yes, sir. So in terms of inspection and monitoring, I think certain things can be improved.
So it's corruption.
So definitely, if the officials are colluding with the pharmacist or whoever is the owner of the pharmacy,
It's not collusion. They just ask for money. Otherwise, why would they allow? It's not hidden from the drug inspector that certain pharmacies are not functioning properly.
yes, sir. I think I would not say that's the case everywhere, but certain
What about
areas.
Schedule H drugs? What are these drugs?
So these are drugs which are supposed to be given
Which
only.
should not be sold over the counter.
Yes, sir.
They are sold.
Yes,
I
sir.
go to a chemist without a prescription. I said, give me ABC,
Yes,
all
sir.
Schedule H drugs, and the pharmacist and the chemist say, here you are.
Yes, sir.
So there is lack of supervision.
Yes, sir. Definitely.
So there is corruption.
We can say that.
Why
Sir.
are you hesitant in accepting that there is corruption?
Yes, sir. We can say that.
No, we can't say that it is corruption. So if you are a district magistrate
Yes,
and in your district there are pharmacies which are functioning without proper license, without complying with license conditions, what would you do?
So there are certain measures that can be taken. For example, first of all, a log has to be maintained of the proper supply chain. So whatever.
That is obvious. What measures will you take?
So in terms of measures, I would like to have my own surprise visits so that I can catch whoever.
So you make a surprise visit, you find a pharmacy not functioning properly. What
Yes,
would you do?
So first step would be to see whose license has been used.
What are the documents that the pharmacy is supposed to maintain? Is it supposed to maintain the prescription before dispensing the medicine?
Uh,
Does he have to keep a copy of the prescription?
sir,
Or the name of the doctor?
I'm not very sure if that's the provision. I don't think it's in the provision.
No?
I'm not very sure on this.
So how does one check?
He or she has to check the provision there.
How does the
there
drug
itself.
inspector check?
So they have to maintain a record book of
That's
whatever
what
they
I'm
are
saying.
dispensing. Yes, sir.
To maintain certain
Yes, sir.
information, isn't it?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Himanshu,
Yes, sir.
you were talking to my colleague just now about your decision to leave City Corp.
Yes, sir.
Now, at the age of 24, you were drawing 1,25,000.
Yes, sir.
Today, you are not employed.
Yes, sir.
Do you regret your decision to leave City Corp? Do you think it was a gamble?
No, sir, not at all.
You're not a gamble?
No, sir, definitely not. It was a calculated decision. It was a well taken risk. It would have been a gamble had I not thought about what could be the possibilities.
So you want to, of course, your preference is a government career,
Yes, sir.
and the foreign service is your second
Yes.
career choice.
Yes, sir.
That means you must be following international affairs.
Yes, sir, definitely.
Can you tell me 3 important news headlines from today's papers pertaining to international affairs?
So first would be the Indian Prime Minister's visit to the Europe. So the second Nordic summit is currently going on. Second would be obviously the Russia-Ukraine crisis, and
But what about the Russia-Ukraine crisis? What is the news that you read today?
so currently it has been going on that Russia has been shifting its focus in the southward region. So from the Moldova, there is a place called, I'm forgetting the name
Not
of the place.
Moldova. Moldova is completely different. What is that place where the fighting is going on now? Big
Sir,
time.
So it's certainly in the Donbas region, in the eastern sector.
Yes, but also in the southern sector.
Yes, sir. On the southern sector, it's the Crimean Peninsula that the Russia is holding.
That's separate. But in between the Donbass and the Crimean, where is the fighting constant? The papers are full of it today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I am unable to recollect the name.
Is it Mariupol?
Sorry, sir.
Is it Mariupol?
Mariupol, sir.
Now, what is the battleground in Mariupol, which you must have read about? The fighting is intensely going on in that particular battleground. That means you didn't read it carefully.
So I did not read too much into the specifics.
You just read the headline.
Not definitely, but what are the changes in stance that have been going on?
Okay, now you are interested in skiing, correct?
Sorry, sir.
Skiing.
Yes, sir.
Some ski resorts in India where I should go?
So first would be the Gulmarg, then we can go to Pahalgam, then we can go to Oli, Uttarakhand.
And which adventure sports do you follow?
Sir, for example, I followed skis in the Winter Olympics, and mountaineering I follow.
You take part in them.
I take part in terms of mountaineering. I go on treks whenever I get time.
Of course, the Nordic countries are great for adventure sports.
Yes, sir, definitely.
And great for skiing.
Yes, sir.
And you referred to the Indo-Nordic summit.
Yes, sir.
What are India's expectations from the Nordic countries?
So there are multiple things. First would be in terms of the clean energy partnership. So these countries place a lot of emphasis on that. So definitely we can bring in the technology. The second would be the convergence between India's demographic potential and the skill development capabilities of the Nordic countries.
Which were the Nordic countries at the summit?
So there are 5 countries.
Which ones?
Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland and Iceland.
Correct. Now, is there something so difficult about green technology that our scientists cannot find the solutions themselves?
So I would not say so, but I believe these countries have an edge in terms of that they had started earlier than India. So India can definitely use that leverage. There also have been research going on in India itself with regard to these technologies, sir.
All right. Now, City Corp, for which you worked, is headquartered in the US.
Yes, sir.
And India recently had the 2+2 dialogue with the US.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me 3 major outcomes of that?
Yes, sir.
It was very recent.
Yes, sir. Sir, I'm not very sure of the specific outcomes, but Russia. Oh,
Did
sorry.
you follow the reportage on the India-US 2+2?
Yes, sir. I definitely read about it.
Who represented India in the summit, in the 2+2?
I am unable to recall right now, sir.
And who represented the US?
I am unable to recall, sir.
All right. Have you been following developments relating to the G20?
Sir, not very specifically, sir.
How many countries are there in G20?
20 countries, sir.
No, 19. The 20th is the
The
European
European
Union.
Union, yes.
You see, that's the difference. You've
Yes.
not followed it closely enough. Where is the G20 summit going to be held?
I'm not very sure of it, sir.
What is the big challenge confronting the G20?
Sir, I think one challenge or one demand has been to whether to suspend Russia or not
Correct. That
from
is
the G20.
what is threatening to split. What should be India's position?
Sir, I think India has maintained a neutral stance. It has not supported the idea of suspending Russia from the G20 as of now, sir.
Do you think that's a good policy?
Sir, I believe there has to be a certain common ground where all the countries can talk and deliberate. If Russia is suspended from everywhere, then I think deliberations and talks will take a back seat.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Himanshu,
Yes, sir.
you have opted for mathematics as your optional subject.
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me, supposing you were to calculate how much commutation pension I will get. You understand what commutation is? Say
No, sir.
15,000 out of my pension,
Yes, sir.
which I would have been paid for next 15 years.
Yes, sir.
I say that I want commutation amount, which means upfront you have to pay me something. How will you go about calculating that?
Sir, if I am understanding correctly, so if you want an annuity of 15,000
Not
per annum,
annuity, upfront payment. On the date of my retirement, you have to pay me 15,000 per month out of my pension will be deducted, and upfront amount will be paid to me.
so I want certain clarity, sir. You are paying 15,000 per month as of now.
As of now, my pension may be anything.
Yes,
It
sir.
may be 1 lakh, but I am asking for commutation amount of only 15,000
Sorry,
for a
sir.
period of 15 years. That
Uh,
is what government allows.
So for any such calculation, we can take, we know the monthly amount, and so we can calculate the present value of whatever amount
Correct.
needs to be there.
Very good. Now you have also done the course on CFA.
Yes, sir.
RBI has increased the repo rate
Yes, sir.
just yesterday,
Yes, sir.
and it is said that the bank's investments would be facing what is called YTM losses. Can you tell me what exactly this means?
Yes, sir. I think it's the year to mark losses,
Year to marked?
yield to maturity. Sorry, sir. So there would be, for example, earlier the interest rates were low, and now the interest rates have increased. So let's say the citizens would definitely want more interest as of now than what they were getting earlier. So there might be certain yield losses.
Hmm.
So there would be differences in the price of the bonds that would be trading as of now, sir, because of the change in interest rate.
Okay.
Prices would
So
definitely
because
decrease.
of these YTM losses, what is the requirement now for banks? What do they have to do as per RBI directions? You are a CFA, that's
Yes,
why I
sir.
am asking.
Yes, sir. I'm not very sure of it, sir.
Okay. Now I'll give you one problem,
Sure,
real
sir.
life problem on accountancy.
Okay, sir.
Bharat Earth Movers Limited, this is a defense PSU.
Yes, sir.
It had to supply 100 Tatra trucks to the Indian Army.
100?
Trucks
Okay, sir.
to the Indian Army.
Yes, sir.
The trucks were got ready and they were standing in the premises of BEML. and Indian Army team came and inspected those trucks and declared them fit for delivery.
Okay, sir.
This much happened till 31st March of a particular year. Now supposing you were Director Finance in BEML and the chairman comes to you and says that let us book the revenue from the sale of Tata trucks.
Yes, sir.
How would you respond?
Sir, I think that's not the way to include the revenues in your books.
Why?
So because the actual sale has not happened as of now, so we cannot prepone the profits or we cannot pre-book the profits.
When will you say the sale will take place?
Sir, whenever the actual delivery has happened, and so let's say whenever the transaction has been completed, then we would mark it into our books.
What is the ingredient of a sale? Accounting Standard 9.
I'm not very sure on this.
Okay, we'll discuss this. My next question to you, Amazon and Flipkart have been recently raided.
Recently?
Raided by Competition Commission of India.
Yes, sir.
Can you give me the background? Why so?
So there have been speculations as to these platforms are using or are promoting certain e-commerce or giving preference to certain e-commerce sellers as compared to others. So for example, they also have their own inventory. So they are showing their products up the hierarchy whenever a user searches something. So it creates a kind of inequality in terms of sellers. So that has been the main issue, sir.
So who has been raided?
Who has been?
Which company has been raided?
Sorry, Amazon and Flipkart as
Amazon and Flipkart have interest in a company. Those companies have been raided.
Okay, sir.
Any idea? No.
I'm not very
Doesn't
sure
matter.
on this, sir.
My last question to you. What exactly is the power situation in the country today?
Power situation. Okay, sir. So we recently faced the coal shortage, wherein many power plants went below the critical storage levels. So I think the situation has improved as of now, but it was a lot worse.
No, you are talking in very generalized terms.
Yes, sir.
Because of coal shortage, was any plant shut down?
Yes, sir. There had been reports of plants shutting down.
Which one?
I do not remember the specific name, sir.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Mr. Himanshu. Our discussion with you is over.
Thank you, sir.
Kindly wait outside for a few minutes. We'll call you for a feedback.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.